and welcome to another Lawn Fawn video. Today we are introducing For You Dear, its coordinating dies, and its add-on dies too. So let's go ahead and check it out. So first up we have this cute little deer, and then we have that deer's behind, and then we have a little bear, and the bear's behind too. Then we have a bunch of sentiments. So we have this kind of to and love for tags, and then just a love for a tag. And then we have all of these great phrases. So we have why hello dear, for you dear, just for you, be a dear and save my place, to a very good friend, this is a very good book, I can't bear to lose my place, don't peek until December 25th, happy holidays. And then we also have some normal sentiments that aren't just meant for the tags, and that's let's hang out, and you are dear to me, and then dropping by to say, and we've got hi and also thanks, and that dropping by to say can work with all of the other phrases too. So now I'm going to use my Copic markers to add some color to these fun images, and I love these guys so much. One, because they're really great for tags, which I'm going to show you that with the add-on die, and then two, because they're really cute for cards, especially cards where you can see the front and the back, so you can show off both the face and the bum of this guy, which is just so cute and fun. So here you can see with my markers that I'm adding some darkness towards the bottom of his head and the bottom of his legs, and then just blending out into light. And I love using these markers for deer. I love those E20 markers. I just think it's such a pretty brown. And then I'll add some shading on his face too, and those E31s look so nice with them. And then of course some color to the antlers, and then the little pink there for his ears. Now this bear can be a polar bear or it can be a brown bear. It just kind of depends on how you color him. So in this case, I decided to do polar bear, and I love using warm grays for that because he looks white, but he also looks kind of a little dirty. So it gives it just a little extra something instead of just leaving him plain white. So you'll see I'm blending out, and then I use my colorless blender to blend it out into nothing. So there's only shading at the bottom of his head and the bottom of his legs, and then at the top, it's just the plain white cardstock. So these are the coordinating dies, which you can bend apart at the tabs or use your wire snips to separate. I'm going to line them up with my stamped images, and then I will hold them in place with some low tack tape and run them through my die cut machine. Now here you're going to notice that I left the part under his little chest there blank, and I'm going to color it in after. That way I don't color over that white area that needs to remain around his arms. So I recommend die cutting first and then coloring so you can see that nice white area all around the arms. Now here you'll see that there's the little tab, and that's what's going to help you to hook it on things. So you can see he can hook on things. He'd be really cute in a planner, for example. He's just adorable. So that little piece there is going to allow you to put the both arms in front, and then that little kind of chest piece in the back, and that's what's going to give you that really cute little hanging guy. Now these are the add-on dies, and there are two ways to use these dies. The first way we're going to do is we're just going to die cut them just through the die cut machine plain, and we're going to add the die cut images on top. So the very first thing that I'm going to do is stamp my little don't peek until December 25th, and those sentiments are sized perfectly to fit on these tags. And then I'm going to take his little bum and I'm going to line that up on that tag just like that. And that's to give me a guide as to where to stamp my to and from on the back. I wanted to make sure I didn't stamp that to and from up too high. Now, to line this guy up, what I'm going to do is just cut off that little chest piece that we were using to kind of hang him off the edge of things earlier. So I'm just going to trim that right off and then layer him right on top of that tag. And so it's going to look like he's hanging over the tag, which is just so cute. The next thing I'm going to do is adhere these two pieces together just like this, and that's what's going to create this cute little tag that has the front and back that's really going to surprise the recipient when they turn it around and his little bum's on there. It makes me smile every time. Now this time, instead of using just plain black ink, I am going to white heat emboss. So I'm going to use my anti-static powder tool here, then I'll stamp in some nice sticky embossing ink, and then I'm going to use my white heat embossing powder. I'm just going to put that right over and then heat it up with my heat tool, and that nice bright white on that red just looks so stunning. Now next is another way to add your little character on, and so I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and cut a little slit there right along those little stitching lines, extending it just a little bit further out from each line. And now by having this slit, I'm going to be able to take that little chest piece that we cut off earlier and just tuck that right into that slit that I created. So it's just two different ways to do it, and you can choose which one you like better. They both look really cute and they're both really easy to do. So now it's time to add his bum on the back of the tag, just like that. In this case, I'm just creating one tag with the front and the back. I'm not layering two pieces, and he is just going to be so adorable. Now next up, I wanted to show you the other way to use the add-on die, and that's that you can stamp first and then lay it over like a coordinating die. So you'll see that you're kind of going to lay it over and then hold it in place with some tape, and you'll be able to lay the one for the bear too. Then run that through the die cutting machine, and this is going to give you a little tag or bookmark that is all one layer. So it's just two different looks and another way to use these dies. So in this case, I am going to make these into bookmarks. So we've got the I can't bear to lose my place and be a dear and save my place, and these bookmarks are so cute. They would be really cute little party favors. Now in this case, I thought it would be fun to create kind of a little rainbow effect with my markers. So I got my markers in rainbow order, and I'm just going to layer them on top of each other. So I'll do the green and then the blue and then the yellow, and then down I'm going to do the red and kind of connect them, and then yellow to orange, and then green to yellow, and kind of go back and forth between those colors. And now I've got a totally different look that isn't Christmas at all. It's really general and fun and rainbowy, which who doesn't love a little Roy G. Biv, right? So there we've got that cute little tag. He's just adorable and perfect for a bookmark. And now I'm going to do the same idea with my markers, but instead do kind of like a little turquoise gradient effect. So I've got darker to lighter, and I'm going to blend that in around my deer, and once again create a completely non-holiday version of these tags. Here you can see how you could put all of those other phrases in the tag or bookmark, so you can choose anything that works for the project you're creating. Now here I'm taking some lawn trimmings, and I'm just going to feed those through there so that they're ready to be bookmarks or tags. And so I just found some that kind of coordinated, and I think it looks really, really great. Now here I wanted to show you another version with some pattern paper. So I've colored the bear as a little brown bear, and I'm going to stamp the to a very good friend so that it's just a completely general tag for a present, and then the little love on the back, which is just so cute. And then once again, I'm going to do that same method where I'm going to create the little slit there and then tuck the bear in that way. So I've got that slit, and then I can add my little bear and just put him right in just like that. Then I'll go ahead and add the little bum to the back, and then this tag will be ready to go for a present. And I love having tags ready to go because then whenever you've got something that comes up, you can just add that right on there. So now I've got my coordinating lawn trimmings, so I'll just add that right on there in that pink. I love the little brown bear with the pink. I think that's so sweet. And then here you can see all of the different versions of the tags, from bookmarks to Christmas to tags for just general presents. So I just love that you can do so much depending on how you change up the sentiment and the colors. Now next up, we're going to create a card with this. And so this is the nitpicky paper, which I just think is so cute. So I'm going to trim that down to a standard size card, 4.5 by 5.25. And then I'm going to use my largest outside in stitched rectangle to cut some knock-on wood paper. Then I'm going to create a standard side card base at 4.25 by 5.5, and it's going to be a side fold card. And then I'm going to layer all of those pattern papers on there. So I need to have a pattern paper for the front that is that cute little heart pattern. So I'm going to layer that on the front. And then I'm going to need to layer that same paper on the inside. So it kind of looks like one continuous thing. So I'll layer that paper on. And then I'll be able to layer my knock-on wood grain piece on top. I love how these two look together. It's so cute. So now that I've got those ready, I'm going to start working on my wreath. So I'm using the large wreath dies, and I've die cut from Noble Fir and Cilantro cardstock, and also the little ring there that comes with that die. And so I'm going to layer all of these pieces on, alternating colors and kind of tucking them behind each other to create this really nice and full wreath. I love creating these wreaths. I find it really, really relaxing, and I like seeing it in fast forward motion too. There's just something cool about it. So you'll see I add a little tape, and then I'll add that on there, a little more tape, a little more leaves, and just kind of mix and match them through until I think it looks really good. Now I'm going to center it onto my card and make a little mark in the center of my card so that I know where to cut my window opening. So I even took out my ruler here because I just like being exact about things. So I'm going to make that little pencil mark going down, and then I'll make the little pencil mark going the other way. So now that I have my little kind of crosshair there in the middle, I'm going to take a circle die and line that up right in there. And this is what's going to cut my opening. So I'm going to run it through my die cut machine, making sure to run the card open there because I don't want it to cut all the way through the entire card. And I put a lot of pattern paper on this, so it was kind of just a little bit thick for it to go through. So I pulled off the first 2 layers of the pattern paper, and then I just lined that die right up and ran it through one more time, because cutting through 1 piece of cardstock and 3 pattern papers is a lot. So now running it through one more time, you'll see that I have that nice window opening. Now next up, I'm going to create my little bow for the wreath. So I die cut it out of some perfectly plaid Christmas paper. I thought a little plaid bow would be really cute. And so I'm going to roll those edges here just around this little stylus so that they're kind of nice and kind of a fluffy bow. So I'm going to roll that paper around and kind of train it, and then add some tape in the middle and connect both sides. So I'm going to put one side, add a little tape, and then put down the other side. Now once I have those 2 down, I can add some tape to the piece that's coming off the end and then wrap that around for a nice finished look. Then I'll add a little adhesive there to those bow ends and layer that right behind, and now my bow is going to be ready for my wreath. So my next step is to add my little deer into this wreath. So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of try to layer him in. So I'm going to push that little chest piece so that it can kind of help kind of stick him right into the wreath. And you'll see he's just going to hook right on there, which is really cool. And then I'm going to take that bow and I'm going to add that bow over the deer. So it looks like he's kind of holding the bow. I just think it's a really, really cute look. Then the next step that I'm going to do is add a bunch of glue there to the ring of the wreath, and then that's going to get layered on to the front of the card. And I liked using liquid glue because it gave me a little bit of wiggle room to make sure that I had it in the right place. So now you'll see when I open it, you can kind of see a little bit of the wreath on the inside, which is exactly what I wanted. Now I can attach that deer bum right on there, and so when someone opens the card, they're going to have the deer hanging there, and then when they open it, his little bum's going to be on the inside. So here I'm taking a fancy folded banner and I'm die cutting it out of some nitpicky cardstock. And then I'm going to take this little sentiment season's greetings from the Home for the Holidays stamp set and stamp that in some lobster ink. Then the next thing I'm going to do is fold along the score lines that the die created for me to create this cool little 3-dimensional banner that I think is going to be a really nice addition to that 3-dimensional wreath we have going on the card. So I'll add some tape there to those banner ends, and then I can layer that right on to my card there, and it's such a cute look under that little wreath. I love the 3-dimensional look. And then now we're going to open up this card, and it just cracks me up so much with this little bum on the inside. I think it'd be such a fun surprise for somebody. So I just love the idea of creating window cards with this. It's just so much fun. So next up, we have some absolutely amazing projects from the design team. So first up, we have these cute little monogram tags by Audrey. I just love the little bears with the scarves on them. It's so adorable. And then here you can see the front and the back of the tags. It's such a cute way to label your presents under the tree. And then here is a little birthday card with a bookmark inside. So you'll see here that you can take that little bear right out and then you have a little bookmark. So I love that little pocket that Shari created. It's so sweet. This look here by Inea, I just love that buffalo plaid. It's so cool, and the little heart there with the For You Dear. Such a cute way to add some tags to your presents, and I love her bear version too. It's just adorable. And then here you can see how Melissa hooked him onto our goodie bag, which I just love because he hooks perfectly on that little opening there. And here you can see on the inside of the goodie bag just how sweet. This would be adorable filled with some little chocolate truffles or something. I love this little scallop treat box house by Lizzie and how the little bear is hanging in the window with the bow. Oh my gosh, it's just so cute. And then Nicole's card, oh my gosh, with the Thanksgiving theme with them all around the tree stump, I just love. And then these guys are perfect for hanging on our gift card pop-up. And so this would be such a cute way to show your gift card. And here you can see the back. Oh my gosh, it's just so adorable. And then here we have a card set by Ivy that I just love with the little bear and the wreath, and I love how she created a box to coordinate it with the gift box die. So I can't wait to see what you guys create with For You Dear, so make sure to share it with us. Thank you so much for watching today and have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!